Hey there, Julia here. Pin show season has been in full swing, and for the last couple of years going to shows and events, I've prioritized nib grind appointments and just getting familiar with this fascinating profession and just going fully in the rabbit hole, even grinding my own nibs. Anyway, I'm often asked what my favorite nib grinds are or what I'd recommend for a first nib grind. And while all of this is personal preference, just like everything else, I'm happy to share my favorites and show you why I love them. Let's start with the first one, the Imperial Grind. So the Imperial Grind, I first got this one just on a whim at when was that? The 2023 Colorado Pin Show, and I loved it so much that I got it on this super special pin. This is my wedding pin. So all of these kind of pieces that you see in here are from my wedding bouquet, which was made out of sola wood. I do have a whole really cool video on that process. I'll link it up here for you. But Cursive does the Imperial Grind, and what this grind is, it is a cursive italic on the writing side and a broad round nib on the back side. So we'll talk about cursive and cursive smooth italic here next, but just think of it as a rounder stub nib. And so on the writing side, we get very thick, well, not very thick, but we get thicker downstrokes, and then we get thinner cross strokes. And this one is a very rounded italic nib, so it's a little more like everyday writing friendly and isn't so dependent on the angle that you hold your pen. So that's on the writing side, and then on the reverse side, which you flip your pen over for the reverse side, you get this super broad round nib. So both pretty thick on the downstroke and the cross stroke. So you can see the difference here from the reverse side and the writing side. So this one is ground from a medium nib. So whenever you go to your nib meister, make sure that you have a medium nib if you want this same Imperial Grind. I really like it because the writing side really does give you a nice flair with your writing, but then you can also use the reverse side to underline things, or if you want something in bold or need a headline or just want to do a pull quote or something in your journaling. I just think this is a really flexible nib to do that with. It's super comfortable, super easy to write with, and so yeah, that's why I love it. By the way, gonna be using X Musk, just a black fountain pen ink, to dip the things that I don't have inked. My next favorite nib grind is the Cursive Smooth Italic. So this grind is available with most nib meisters. It's, I think, a solid option for a first nib grind, and you already kind of know what it looks like here. For those same reasons, it's very comfortable, isn't super dependent on angle and things like that, but adds a little bit of a flair to your handwriting, which I really love. So with this one, you also want to get it ground from a medium, a broad, to see that line variation, to really feel that nib grind. I do have several Cursive Smooth Italics from different nib meisters, but I'm going to show you my favorite, and this one's super special. This one was done by Annabelle with Opus Cineris. This is a Say fountain pen that I got in San Francisco in 2025, but let's get in good on this nib. So poured by Annabelle, shaped like a nib, engraved, and then ground into this lovely, finer cursive smooth italic. And I wanted it even more kind of round and everyday writing friendly. But we still get the concept here. And on this one, we're just concerned with the writing side, where we have thicker downstrokes, thinner cross strokes. So hopefully you can see that variation. And if your writing is kind of like mine, where it like skirts this line of like block print and cursive swoopiness, then you will see some of that variation easily here. But it's just so lovely, and this one is just so smooth. Oh yeah, and why use it? Why choose a cursive smooth italic other than why I've already said? I think it's just fun to add a little variation and subtle pizzazz to your writing, and this is one that doesn't feel too wild and crazy off the wall. Okay, speaking of off the wall and super crazy, the next one I want to talk about was not a planned one for me, but once I tried it, I was like, I got a little wild hair, and I was like, all right, let's do it, and I ended up loving it. So this is the beak point nib. This one is available from Matthew Chin, and I love saying that it just looks like you dropped your nib. It's just bent down, it's crazy looking. And yeah, look at that. So this one is really lovely because the writing side is just this great, normal, fine, smooth nib. So we have similar downstrokes and cross strokes here. Nothing to be alarmed about, obviously a great everyday writer, especially if you are a fine girly. This one was ground from a medium, by the way, but we still get a fine here on this writing side. And then on the reverse side, we get a fude nib. So that's just like this upward bend. And with that, we get these crazy thick lines. And these lines, you can kind of vary by your angle, which makes this super fun. So this one really is like business on the front, party in the back, but I think you'd want to get this nib if you want to do a little bit of experimentation, but not necessarily have that kind of fixed to your normal writing position. I think it's super flexible. It's awesome for artwork and sketching and just even swatching. Like, these are great little swatches for inks, and you can use these for bold accents as well, bold headlines, bold underlines, things like that. If you're curious, this is Emerald of Chauvar. But yeah, super great nib, so much fun. Always recommend if you've had a couple of nib grinds, like if you have a cursive smooth italic, you maybe have an architect, something like that, and you want to have a little fun, I say go for the beak point. This next nib grind that I want to talk about, one of my favorites, is on my Diplomat Excellence A2, and it is the Sankakusen Grind. So this grind is a specific grind available from CY with Cusado, but it's a style of grind that goes by many names. The Kodachi grind, the Katana grind. It's all based on a super flexible and famous grind called the Naginata Togi grind. And the name is actually trademarked by Sailor, and so that's why you won't hear it officially called that. You'll just see that it's in the style of a Naginata Togi grind. And so while I have several grinds based off of that grind, this one, the Sankakusen by CY, is my current favorite of the bunch. And this one is ground from a medium as well, so technically it's a mini Sankakusen grind, and I think he prefers these to be ground from a broad, but I love this one ground from a medium. It's just more suitable to everyday writing, I think. So this one features line variation on both the downstrokes and the cross strokes. Oh, it's so good. So based on the angle you're writing, so writing side is all we are concerned with here. You can start way up high and get a nice thin line, and as you come down it'll get thicker, but same across. And it's just super smooth. He did such a good job on this one. But this grind is best suited and designed originally for East Asian scripts, but also works great for block print Western writing. So I just love like the lazy flair it adds to my writing, and it's just comfortable as far as like note taking and just having a little flair. I really love it. Yeah, I think it's so great. The next nib grind I want to talk about is the Mullet Grind, and this grind is available from Cursive. I actually haven't had this one for that long, but it definitely cracks the favorite list just because of how flexible it is for everyday writing, being able to take this with you on the go. So let's talk about the Mullet and its features. So on the writing side, we get a fine nib. So nib that you write with every day, very similar downstrokes and cross strokes. I think we understand that, same as the beak point writing side here. And on the reverse side, we are dipping, so hopefully we get enough ink here. On the reverse side, you get these super thick, broad lines. So if you are a nib chameleon and you like to write with everything, or if you like to just have the option of bolding things, underlining things, doing a pull quote similar to the Imperial Grind, like the Mullet is such a good one. It's so flexible for travel because like it's basically 2 pens in one. Like moving out and about, just doing journaling on the day-to-day, like outside the house, even like on the back porch or something. It's nice to just have both this just fine writer and this broad writer in the same pen. So this one was ground from a double broad, and that's how we got fine and broad. You can get it ground from a regular broad, however, you're going to be looking at an extra fine on the writing side and a medium on the reverse side. So that might be more up your alley if you like finer writing as well. But business in the front, party in the back. This pen, by the way, is from Heinz Pens. This is, I can't remember the model right now, if the model has a name, but the pen colorway design is the Melted Metallic Crayon. But this is a Yovo nib, so I just move it around to a lot of different pens. So those are some of my favorite nib grinds right now. Let me know yours down in the comments, or if you have any questions, I will try my best. If you want to take a closer look at some of these grinds and some others, I'll leave you with 2 videos where we get these under a magnifier look at them even closer and talk about how they write. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, like the video if you've enjoyed, and I'll catch you all in the next one.